no pain, no gain. You have to work for what you want. Saving money requires discipline, no pain, no gain, when preparing for a secure future. The process can be difficult, but no pain, no gain, and perseverance leads to achievement. Achieving a dream requires hard work, no pain, no gain, but the outcome will be worth it. Look before you leap. Think carefully before taking any action. Don't rush into any promises, look before you leap, as hasty decisions can lead to regret. Switching careers demands planning, look before you leap into a new professional path. Borrowing money can be risky, look before you leap to avoid unnecessary debt burdens. So far so good. Things have been successful up to now. We've had no major problems during the trip, so far so good, everything's been perfect. The experiment is showing promising results, so far so good, but further testing is required. The negotiations are proceeding smoothly, so far so good, with agreements on major points. A storm in a teacup. A lot of trouble about something unimportant. The tension between the team members turned out to be nothing but a storm in a teacup. Everyone realized the controversy was just a storm in a teacup, causing unnecessary panic. Critics called the media attention a storm in a teacup over an insignificant celebrity mistake. Sitting on the fence. To be undecided or refuse to choose a side. She avoided controversy by sitting on the fence, but her colleagues wanted a clear answer. When asked about the controversial topic, he kept sitting on the fence to avoid arguments. The politician's reputation suffered because of constantly sitting on the fence during debates. Waste not, want not. Don't waste things and you'll always have enough. Reducing food waste saves money and resources, following waste not, want not ethics. The elderly often teach younger generations to follow the principle, waste not, want not. Waste not, want not, use everything you have wisely, and you'll never run out of essentials. Jump to conclusions. Make decisions without having all the facts. Don't jump to conclusions, wait until you hear all the facts before forming your opinion. You shouldn't jump to conclusions based on hearsay, wait until you have all the information. He apologized for jumping to conclusions, realizing he had misjudged the situation completely. Come to terms with. To gradually accept a sad situation. It took time, but he has finally come to terms with the changes at work, and accepted them. They had to come to terms with the fact that their business venture had failed completely. Coming to terms with his limitations allowed him to focus on what he could achieve instead. Live paycheck to paycheck. Rely entirely on each paycheck for survival. Many workers live paycheck to paycheck, struggling to save for emergencies or the future. It's challenging when you live paycheck to paycheck, especially if an emergency comes up. Despite earning a decent income, she still lives paycheck to paycheck, struggling with debt. Fish out of water. A person in a completely new environment. She was a fish out of water at the party, feeling uncomfortable in a crowd of strangers. At the concert, he was a fish out of water, not understanding the music or the culture. Without her smartphone, she felt like a fish out of water, and completely disconnected. Read between the lines. To look for the real meaning of something. The note was vague, but I could read between the lines, and sense something was wrong. She learned to read between the lines, and uncover subtle clues about her friend's feelings. He didn't say much, but by reading between the lines, I realized what he was really asking. In the nick of time. Just in time, or at the last possible moment. The team scored a goal in the nick of time, securing a victory just before the final whistle. The rescue team reached the stranded hikers in the nick of time, just before the storm hit. The paramedics arrived in the nick of time, and managed to revive the unconscious patient. Next to nothing. A very small amount, almost nothing. We know next to nothing about his past, he's very secretive about sharing personal details. They received next to nothing as compensation for the damages caused during the accident. She eats next to nothing during stressful periods, which often worries her friends and family. Better late than never. Better to arrive late than not to come at all. She apologized after the argument, better late than never to mend their relationship. They repaired the roof before winter, better late than never to prevent further damage. It took me years to learn the guitar, but better late than never, now I'm playing beautifully. Around the clock. Continuously, day and night, without stopping. The security team watches the premises around the clock, to ensure there are no intruders. During exams, students often study around the clock, sacrificing sleep to prepare adequately. The workers were on site around the clock to rebuild the bridge after the earthquake damage. The lion's share. The largest or most significant portion. The charity event sponsors donated the lion's share of the funds to education initiatives. She claimed the lion's share of the inheritance, leaving her siblings with only small portions. He received the lion's share of praise for his success, even though others contributed equally. Burn the midnight oil. To stay awake late at night to work or study. To meet the tight deadline, the team burned the midnight oil for several consecutive nights. Burning the midnight oil isn't sustainable. Remember to balance hard work with proper rest. The writer had been burning the midnight oil, trying to meet the deadline for the manuscript. Bite the bullet. Endure a painful or difficult situation. Despite her fear, she bit the bullet and delivered an impressive speech to the audience. You'll have to bite the bullet and accept the consequences of your actions sooner or later. The athlete bit the bullet, training harder than ever despite the persistent pain in his ankle. Break the bank. Spend more money than affordable. Eating at fancy restaurants every day would eventually break the bank for most people. Splurging on designer clothes could break the bank, so she waited for sales to shop wisely. Buying the luxury car would break the bank, so he decided to settle for something practical. Let the cat out of the bag. Reveal a secret unintentionally. She let the cat out of the bag when she mentioned the vacation plans in front of her boss. He accidentally let the cat out of the bag about the surprise party we were planning for her. She let the cat out of the bag during the interview, revealing the company's plans too early. Burn bridges. Ruin relationships or opportunities forever. After the argument, he burned bridges with his colleagues and never came back to work. She burned bridges with her teammates after betraying their trust during the competition. Despite disagreements, he avoided burning bridges with the team for future collaborations. Get out of hand. Become uncontrollable or chaotic. Arguments on social media often get out of hand, escalating into unnecessary conflicts. Delaying maintenance could let minor issues get out of hand, leading to expensive repairs. The children's behavior started to get out of hand, so the teacher intervened immediately. Once in a blue moon. Very rarely or infrequently. We go to that fancy restaurant once in a blue moon, to celebrate important milestones. Once in a blue moon, they treat themselves to a weekend getaway, at a luxurious resort. He travels internationally once in a blue moon, but when he does, it's always an adventure. Burn the candle at both ends. Overwork or exhaust oneself excessively. It's unsustainable to burn the candle at both ends, while ignoring the need for proper rest. Burning the candle at both ends might yield short-term gains, but it's detrimental over time. Trying to balance social obligations and deadlines forced him to burn the candle at both ends. Better late than never. Arriving late is better than not coming. Submitting tax returns late isn't ideal, but better late than never to avoid larger penalties. Though the project was submitted late, the client agreed better late than never to accept it. He finally adopted a healthy lifestyle in his 40s, realizing better late than never for fitness. Time flies. Time passes quickly and unnoticed. Time flies when you're with good friends, making every moment feel precious and fleeting. Time flies during vacations, but the memories made last forever despite their short duration. Time flies when you're having fun, but it also slips away unnoticed during mundane routines. Actions speak louder than words. Deeds are more impactful than promises. Instead of apologizing repeatedly, she fixed the mistake. Actions speak louder than words. A true leader knows that actions speak louder than words when earning their team's trust. Volunteering at the shelter proved that actions speak louder than words of empty promises. See eye to eye. Completely agree or have the same opinion. They rarely see eye to eye on politics, but they respect each other's differing opinions. After hours of discussion, they finally saw eye to eye on the new business strategy and plan. Despite their differences, they always managed to see eye to eye when it came to teamwork. Cut corners. Take shortcuts or skip necessary steps. He tried to cut corners by not following the proper procedures, which led to complications. The manager cut corners by not investing in employee training, leading to increased errors. To save costs, the team cut corners during the development process, risking future problems. The best of both worlds. Enjoy advantages of two different situations. The new hybrid car offers the best of both worlds, combining efficiency and performance. Their new house gives them the best of both worlds, a quiet neighborhood, and city access. Working from home allows me to enjoy the best of both worlds, flexibility and productivity. Play it by ear. Act spontaneously without a set plan. When improvising jazz, musicians often play it by ear, responding to each other's rhythms. Let's play it by ear tonight. We'll pick a restaurant once we're downtown and feeling hungry. We don't have a set schedule for the weekend, we'll just play it by ear and decide what to do. Make a killing. Earn a large amount of money quickly. She made a killing reselling vintage clothes online to collectors willing to pay top dollar. Selling tickets to the concert at inflated prices helped scalpers make a killing that weekend. They made a killing on their real estate investment after selling the property at a high price. Go to the dogs. Deteriorate or decline in quality. The once thriving restaurant went to the dogs due to neglect and declining food quality. Without proper management, the once thriving business began to go to the dogs quickly. If the government doesn't intervene, the healthcare system will completely go to the dogs.